Hey guys. I had how can I say? Well, anyways, I can say it. I went to the store earlier, and basically I was waiting in line to check out, and as I was waiting in line, I had overheard some ladies behind me, and I don't know what the whole conversation was. I just heard that one part. And so basically, one of the women they were talking about something. I don't know if it was their grandkids or the grandkids of someone they knew, but they were explaining the situation that the grandkid was in, and that they were worried for the grandkid because the parents weren't listening. They weren't paying attention. Um, Obviously, the kid is in trouble or something, and the parents aren't listening or aren't helping him out for whatever reason. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't hear the whole conversation. I just heard that part. And it reminded me, for some odd reason, it took me back to a memory of when I was younger, in elementary school, when I used to live overseas on the base that we lived in. And there was this story, like this crazy story now. I don't know really if it was an urban legend and it had resurfaced and people thought it was actually real. I don't know the origin of how it came about. I don't know if it happened on the base, off the base, or in the States. Um, I don't know if someone was sent an email or uh, it was something that happened a long time ago and people thought it was recent. Whatever or how it really happened, I don't know. I just know that this story was the talk of the town for quite a while, and it caused, like, pretty much, I don't want to say the whole base, but like a good chunk of the base was like on high alert. So basically, the story it, it affected everyone, it even affected my mom pretty much. But so basically, the story goes as a little girl was getting ready for bed one night, and she went in her room and noticed that there was a man peering through her window, looking right at her. The little girl, terrified, runs to her mother, who is on the phone and is trying to get the mom's attention. Mommy, 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 mommy. The not the woman, the mother, excuse me, wasn't listening at first, was ignoring her because she was still on the phone. And the girl trying hard, mommy, mommy, mommy. The mother got angry and annoyed and basically told her, you need to go to bed. It's past your bedtime. When I'm on the phone, you don't talk to me. You don't interrupt. The girl tried to tell the mom, mommy, mommy, but, you know, the mother obviously didn't want to hear it and told her, go to your room, go to bed. You need to be in bed. It's late. And the little girl, seeing that her mom wasn't listening, seeing that obviously nothing is coming of the situation, she does as she's told. She goes back into her room with the man, with the strange man still there. So some time passed, and the mother gets off the phone and is about to head to bed herself, when she notices her daughter's room light is still on, and she hears her daughter laughing. She at first is a bit taken back, is going, okay, well, she's supposed to be in bed. She's not supposed to be playing. What is she doing? And she walks in. Right when she walks in through the door, about to scold her daughter, what are you doing up? She finds her daughter playing tea party with the guy who was looking through the room. Now, it's never really said, who the guy was. Obviously, he was an escapee. Whether he escaped from prison or some sort of mental facility, it was never established. It was never said, but he was an escapee. I do know that he escaped the house. Like, he did leave the house before the cops came, and he did I believe he surrendered. I heard that he had surrendered and he was recaptured and taken back to where he was. Basically, the story was a talk of the town. Like I said, I don't know if it really happened and it was just an urban legend that came to life and someone thought that it was true. I don't know how it came about. If it was true, I don't know if it happened on the base or off the base or even in the States. I just remember it being such a big, story about the base. Like, a lot of parents were concerned. I heard some classmates, I've heard some people from my school saying that their parents literally went with them to their after school programs. I know a couple of times, my mom, I used to go to some learning classes after school, and there were times where my mom, in fact, I don't know if she remembers, but I do remember her often calling the classroom that I was in for my after school help classes or whatever you call it, and asking if I was in fact there. And the teacher would be like, yeah, she's here, she's all right. Like, okay, cool. I know there were times where I remember when I first heard the story, it was through my mom. I had overheard my mom on the phone, because the kitchen, when I would go in the kitchen, she would sit on like a step stool, or the stepper, and she would sit on it and she would talk on the phone. That's whenever she would speak on the phone, she would sit there. And like in the story, I would get mad at if I was trying to talk to her and things like that. But I guess this story, of course she's a mom. Yeah, I guess the story affected her, and I remember just turned her direction, and she saw that I was looking in her direction. She goes, "No, what does it mean? How, do you need something, sweetie?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Okay, well, if you need something, let me know, all right? Even if I'm on the phone, let me know." In the back of my mind, I was like, "But every time I talk to you while you're on the phone, you get mad." But I'm like, okay, I don't know, whatever story they're talking about, all right, fine. But yeah, that was that thing. But yeah, that story affected everyone, and the thing of it is, the moral of the story is, parents, listen to your kids, because if this was a true story and it wasn't a rumor that someone started for the heck of it, it wasn't some urban legend that someone heard of and thought was real, whatever or however the story came about, it could have ended very, tragically. I mean, that little girl could have, been killed. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in this world. So, basically, the moral of the story is, parents, listen to your kids. Even if you're on the phone, it'll take what? Not even a second to get off tell the person on the other line, hey, hang on one moment, and turn to your kid, what is it, sweetie, or just tell the person, hey, I have something I need to take care of. I'll call you back. Simple enough. So basically, listen to your kids, because that could have ended very tragically. I mean, and the guy, I mean, we don't know if he was some kind of really disturbed dude or some guy who was arrested for horrendous crime. Anything could have happened to that little girl. But regardless of the matter, parents, please listen to your kids, because if you don't listen to your kids and they're going through something and they need help or there's something wrong, listen to your kids, because if you don't, then a good amount of the time, and at times they're going to think they're on their own, and because they're on their own, they got to take care of whatever situation they're in on their own. And in some cases, it doesn't always end well. So, parents out there, if you're watching this video, I'm not telling you how to be a parent. I'm just saying be one. And to be one, you need to listen. That's what I gotta say. Just listen to your kids, no matter what.